guys, it's Frank from Adventures Outdoors. It's Friday, November the 6th or 7th. It's November 7th. And heading into the camp to do a little deer hunting, partridge hunting, and leaving after work. So now with the change in the daylight, it's dark. Going to be dark getting in, dark on the highway, so should be fun. Can't wait though. We're excited. We love going into the camp.
Where we live, it's legal to bait deer with apples. And trust me, in these thick woods, you almost need something to draw them out. There are no wide open plains here, just trees, brush, and more trees. Apples definitely work, just not always on our schedule or as planned, because bears love them too, and they can devour 100 pounds of apples in one sitting. And the deer seem to love showing up around midnight, when we're fast asleep and the cameras are the only ones doing the shooting.
If nothing else, we'll feed the porcupines.
I always chop my apples. I find it spreads the scent better and the juice soaks right into the ground. Plus, I've actually seen deer choke on whole apples before, so cutting them up just feels like the safer and smarter way to go.
Dark. It's around 6 a.m. Walking out to the stand. Fucking everything's wet now. Okay. Let's see. The ritual of trying to get settled in a 6x6 box.
Oh, God, there's no room for anything. Jumping Jehoshaphat. The main thing is, I get my footstool. That's what happens when you're short. But came out, legs up. I'm be drinking the food here. So we get up, we don't have breakfast. We come out. A thermos of tea, sugar, and spoon. We always do a couple of muffins. That's it. Then we'll go in later maybe and have breakfast, depending on where we're ready. Then we sit here and watch the world come along.
Later that morning, I left Johanne in the box blind and headed out to do a little still hunting and to check another stand. With still hunting, it's all about patience. I take 3 or 4 slow steps, then stop, look, and listen. You don't cover much ground that way. In fact, you pretty much go nowhere fast. But that's the whole point. Moving just slow enough that everything in the woods is unaware that you even exist. Getting busted by even a squirrel can be detrimental to a hunt.
I don't know about you guys, but before my time is up, I need more time of this and less time working and less time worrying about things that don't matter. This is by far the best stress reliever in the world. Yeah, hunting and walking through the woods right now, it's amazing. That sun is just beaming through there. Look at that. Ow. Yeah. Before my time is up, I need more of this and less of the bullshit stress.
And of course, as my luck would have it, while I'm gone, Joanne has a deer come into the food plot. Joanne and I both have doe licenses this year, but we decided early on that we weren't going to take a doe. I've never shot a doe, and I'm not against it, but we still have plenty of meat in the freezer from the buck Joanne shot last season, and we want to help the herd rebound by leaving those breeding does on the landscape. But that doesn't mean they don't play an important and fun role. Joanne actually uses them for practice, slowly easing her rifle out of the box blind window, sighting them in, and testing how quiet and steady she can be without spooking them. It's like her own live fire drill, just without the fire. The does get to wander off unharmed, and Joanne gets some pretty solid real-world training. It's a win-win and a fun and exciting time. Meanwhile, while I'm an hour away in the woods doing everything right, moving slow, watching the wind, what happens back at my house in the city? 5 deer stroll right into the backyard like they were going to trim the hedges, which they did. And of course, later that night, a beautiful buck shows up too, just to taunt me. There I am, freezing in the woods, and he's posing for the doorbell camera like he owns the place. Sometimes I swear the deer know exactly what they're doing. Around 1 o'clock, Joanne and I wandered back to the cabin for a quick lunch break, just long enough to warm up, grab a bite, and head back out. But as we were walking toward the door, Joanne suddenly froze and whispered, "Frank, don't move." Right there in the food plot, not 20 yards from the cabin, was a doe casually grazing. So now we're trapped in our own cabin. Before we knew it, we had a whole lunchtime parade happening right outside the window as 2 more deer showed up. We couldn't leave without spooking them. The 2 great hunters were officially locked inside, staring out the window like kids waiting for recess. A half an hour went by before the last deer finally wandered off, and only then could we make our escape. Apparently, we don't need a box blind to hunt deer, just shoot them right out of the cabin door. But honestly, moments like that are what make cabin life so unreal. You come in for lunch, and nature decides you're not going anywhere.
the smoke coming from the wood stove. It's crazy. But it was amazing just to watch them engage with each other, clean each other. That was a great experience. I loved it. This is a beautiful place.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out the details below in the description. There's lots of information in there. And please leave me a comment. Leave me your thoughts. Love to hear from you guys. I always try to reply to everybody's comments. As well, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell to get the notifications when a new video has been uploaded. As well, if you like this video, you'll find more just like it right here. And don't forget to head over to my website by clicking right there. Thanks for watching.